Spesh.
What's happening?
What's good,
Representing
Spesh?
from Scio City.
What the fuck is that?
You not from
City?
Rochester?
Oh, I'm definitely from Rochester. Oh, Scio City. That's a block in my.
I know.
Okay,
I've been in every hood.
Okay, you know what you're talking about.
I've been in every hood.
You know what? He surprised me with that. Okay. Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Running through Syracuse, running through Buffalo, Binghamton. I ran through all of them.
Definitely.
B-State, BU, all of them.
Definitely.
Canada.
Definitely.
You know, the complex that the upstate dudes go through, because a lot of times dudes from the city come up
We
there
were just speaking about that.
and they get laid out because they thinking it's easy
sweet.
to run up there.
Yeah, look.
How do y'all deal with that? Because they don't want to look at your town as being part of the 5 boroughs. It's like, it's off-brand New York.
Yeah, like we deal with that with most of the people that really never left New York to come and experience and be like, yo, damn, or never been to the New York State Penitentiary.
Yeah.
When you go to New York State Penitentiary, that's when you realize, like, oh shit, these motherfuckers like us. Like, oh no, they getting busy up there. But when you 6 hours away, you know it's motherfuckers that still ain't been to other parts of the boroughs that's here. There's still blocks and boroughs you still ain't.
Right.
So you know we 6 hours away from up here. So the only time we gonna really get next to each other is when we in the prison. But when we in the prison, that's when we realize like, okay, that's when we all come together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But besides that, it's a fight for upstate.
I know.
Always been like, nah, we New York too. It's like, how y'all New York? They be like, what's up there? Cows and horses? Like, cows and horses, nigga. Nigga.
Guns and crack. Get your ass.
You know what I'm saying? But from the mind state, when you from New York and you go on the road and you looking on the road and you think of upstate, because a lot of like you seeing trees and shit, so you think like, okay, but it's a city.
Yo,
that shit don't look nothing like that.
the most do-rags
You know
I've
what I'm
ever
saying?
seen in my life is in Albany.
Not the most.
Like,
Oh yeah, you get your ass shot in Albany.
Yo,
yeah.
what?
How fuck y'all deal with that cold ass weather? It's like Chicago cold up there. Like
that's
it's
gritty.
different than down
it's
here.
colder and the snow come up to here and shit. It's a different kind of grind.
Is that a different mental when you writing your rhymes and
it's
shit?
depressing
That's
like
what
a
I'm asking.
motherfucker.
What's
It's
depressing about it?
Man, it's cold as a motherfucker.
Dreary.
Motherfuckers don't, it's cold as a motherfucker. That way when the weather breaks, there's so many homicides and shit. Because motherfuckers don't know how to act. They've been sitting, chilling. Stationary. Now they come outside and they just don't even know how to act and shit. You know what I'm saying? So when the summer come, it get crazy and shit.
Plus upstate, it be hood. Niggas don't be knowing like where y'all niggas is from.
Yeah.
City boys, they don't go upstate, like either go to the penitentiary or go up there to trap or go visit somebody, whatever the fuck it is. They don't experience
I
upstate.
speak at the jails up there.
They don't realize, that's me too.
I speak at the jails up there. I gotta do
They
that
don't
like
realize,
once a
nigga,
year.
it's hood up there. Nigga, it ain't sweet. Niggas have the wrong upstate. You have the wrong person about
I
upstate.
got family in Rochester.
You ain't gonna make it back home, boy.
My wife's
And that's why I
sister
wanted
live
to
in
ask
Rochester. My
Spesh, like,
nephews and all
so
that.
many dudes from the boroughs would come up there. Like, how did that mentally fuck with y'all? Because they'd be like, this is gonna be an easy run. And I'm like, you gonna get laid out.
Yeah, nigga, you
gonna get laid out. They don't
go
play
some cool
around
shit.
it.
If you ain't connected.
You gotta realize, man, like if you fuck with the right motherfuckers and you connected, you know, it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
That's
If you
everywhere.
with
That's a fact,
That's with
yeah.
everywhere.
That's
That's anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But like, that ain't no place you just pop up and go and do something. Motherfuckers is like dropping dead. Like Rochester has maintained the murder capital of New York State for like the last past 10 years, 15,
Maybe more than
20
that.
years.
Yeah, 20 years.
Like
maybe.
you know what I'm saying? Like right now we like number 7 on the most dangerous cities and shit. You know what I'm saying? We surpassed Chicago this last year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's poor though.
Yeah,
No
that's
opportunity.
what it
When
means.
it's poor and it's no opportunity and it's drug infested, it ain't nothing to do but
Kill nigga.
They got
that's
mad
it.
churches
Sell
though.
drugs.
Yeah, that.
yeah.
They got
Mad
mad
churches
churches.
and you know, churches, a big business and funeral homes.
And pins.
I talked to the
And the
kids
pins,
up
now
there
the
every year.
pins, now the pins is in those small cities, like those small cities that's mostly white, and those pins be feeding those little state cities and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They try to put those pins in rural areas just in case a nigga escape, you trapped off. Ain't no getting away from here. So all of those little prisons is in the mountains somewhere. somewhere, and the people that be running them prisons, they be all family. They be family.
It'd be the whole community.
The whole community, you know what I'm saying? That jail feed that whole city and shit.
Right.
So Attica, Auburn, all of these prisons, those are cities and shit. You know what I'm saying? That those prisons is in and shit.
They stabilize in areas and shit.
But the actual cities like Buffalo and Rochester, those is not rural areas. Those is not where the prisons is at. Those is more or less like real like cities and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But they got juvenile facilities all over that shit.
Well, even the closest juvenile facilities is probably like an hour outside of the actual city.
What,
you know
Rochester?
what I'm saying? Yeah, outside of Rochester.
Nah.
Like the closest juvenile facility I know that's ran by the state. See, because with juvenile facilities, you got some that's ran by the actual like county, then you got some that's ran by the state.
Right.
Like if you catch a felony as a juvenile, that's when the state come and get you. You know what I'm saying? If you're just a bad kid, then you could be on probation or some shit and have a county case. But if you catch an actual felony, then you go to the state. And like the closest state facility, I would say to Rochester is Industry. You know what I'm saying? It's Industry. That's the closest joint like state facility. You know what I'm saying? Now, far as like those county facilities, them shits is probably planted in suburbans, you know what I'm saying, areas and shit. But those is for like just bad kids. But criminals, like baby prison, those is like state facilities, like, you know what I'm saying? Like as I was a kid, I've been through the juvenile state facility and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just a difference here. A lot of people think like when you locked up as a kid, you might have friends that be like, yo, he came home from a home visit, he was locked up. If you a real criminal, ain't no such thing as home visits. Like that ain't that, you know what I mean? Ain't no home visits. If you murder somebody and you 14, they got a place for you.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you turn 18, you go from there to the Department of Corrections. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, it's different terms of children facilities and juvenile facilities. You got the ones for criminals, then you got ones that's just for bad kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So some people be like, I was locked up in juvie, but what kind of juvie? Was it baby prison? Did you have a blue box shackled to your waist and put on a bus with your food in a bag? Because that's the same transportation they use as an adult.
Right.
It's the same shit they use for the baby criminals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But so when people be like, yo, I was locked up as a juvenile, they really don't understand that it's different levels, determining on how serious of a criminal you was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you say the children facilities, definitely it's children facilities in the prison. I mean, by the city, but far as the state facilities where the criminals is going, the closest one would be one called Industry.
Industry. Yeah, shout out to Industry.
Shout out to Industry and shit, you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to remember the director up there.
Actually was in there as a kid, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How long was you in there?
I was locked up as a juvenile for like 2 years.
Did you start rapping in there?
I was rapping before then and shit. But
What you did to get yourself there?
cell charge. I caught a cell charge at 14. You know what I'm saying?
You had a nigga like me coming up there talking to you.
Word to mother. Word to mother and shit. Had the OGs coming up. And you could tell they were street, they were street niggas. They come in, they telling their stories
Y'all
and
think
shit.
shit sweet.
No real shit.
How many of y'all listen?
That's how you be doing it, man?
No, the beauty of it is they listen.
Word to mother.
I prefer to talk to people in jail and in school.
Right.
Because
Word.
they listen.
They gonna fuck with you. I used to go on prison tours with Chaz. Shout out to Chaz. We did mad jails, nigga. Like the illest shit
Rest in peace.
we did
Word.
Coleman in Florida, and I got to speak to Matutu Shakur, Tupac's dad.
Wow.
That nigga dropped so many jewels on me that I can't remember none of them. He
That's
just said so many. I was like, I can't retain all this shit.
Yeah.
I forgot everything, nigga. I spoke to him for like an hour. It was just like jewel after jewel after jewel after jewel. I was just like mind blown. I left like, fuck, I can't remember shit. Which is the craziest experience ever, my nigga.
That shit was wild. I had went to see Guy Fisher when he was locked up because he wanted me to sell his movies. And he dropped, like, I sat there for real talk, like 4 hours with him. And I feel the same way as you.
Mad Jules give a shit, right?
I don't remember shit God said. Not one fucking thing. My biggest thing was he put me on the list, my nigga. He wanted to see me and I went. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But,
real.
but I don't remember, I feel the same way as you. I was excited to go see him.
He's home
And he said
now.
so much. Yeah, I know. I haven't seen him when he got home. You know who plugged me with him? L'Oreal's husband, Troy.
word?
Troy, what's the Fisher kid that played for Villanova? That's his
Corey
family.
Fisher.
Corey Fisher. So Corey Fisher's family and God Fisher's sister put me with him, and I went to go see him, and it was like one of the illest things of my life.
I worked with his son for a little while. Shout out to G Fisher. He spits. He's actually
That's up.
like dumb nice. Him and his man D, like, but
Oh, D Dave.
D Dave. Him and
Salute
D
to
Dave.
them, yeah.
Like they
You
both
just happy
It's crazy.
birthday.
This game seems so big, but it's so small.
super
people
small.
know
I always
but
say that. It's
people
a
know
small, small
people.
community. It's connected
What,
by
son?
So
it's
many
not even
people
6
call me
degrees, probably
about
like
math.
3, nigga.
No, with the internet too.
Make the world so small, the internet. It's not that big. That's a big fact.
People call about math, be like, yo, you my man. Yo, it's good to see y'all up here. And I'm like, y'all know math? Like, I know niggas know each other, but they be knowing, like, niggas know each other. Like,
But it's crazy.
I ate, drink, I went to battles with
I know
him,
his
I done
family,
did this,
I
I
know
was
his
there.
sister,
And I be
yeah.
like, how is for real? And they know the same thing about me. You know what I'm saying?
Just like how
Crazy.
Clark knew both of y'all for years
Yep.
when y'all
and
both
no,
young.
me, him, and
Clark?
him.
Yeah, Clark
Kent.
Kent.
Me, him,
yeah.
and him. That's how I met GRAFH.
Facts.
Was in the studio with Clark, just chilling
I was
with
coming up there
them.
when I was in the industry. In
By the
industry
Burger King. Remember we was by
That's
the
a
Burger
fact.
King
Come
studio.
up there, spit a million raps. All them raps I got hot with, I had to memorize in my head, like 100 raps. I was the cop. That's why I was doing the battle rap then. I had all them raps memorized. I used to walk in like, who won it? I got 1,000 raps and 1,000 bars. I kill you all.
I think every ball nigga come from battle rap.
Word, that's a fact.
You kinda come from
Smoke
that,
niggas
though.
back then.
Conway used to battle rap.
Yeah.
Who?
Conway.
Did he?
Okay, yeah.
I didn't
Makes
know
sense.
There's a battle on the internet.
You could tell by his bars, it's all like going at a nigga. Like when you
It-
battle
it's
rap,
a-
all your
it's a
bars
shit-
going at somebody.
It's a shit you wouldn't know. Sauce Walker used to battle rap.
Yeah, Sauce Walker.
okay.
That I
Yes.
heard. That I heard.
did?
But
Yes.
I've never seen
He
it,
be,
but
he
I
be
heard
on
that.
he be on his shit, he be rapping.
He be rapping.
Yeah, no, you can.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm one of these niggas that be like, yo, you nigga, you don't know.
Right.
Like, oh shit.
Nah, I met son. He was like,
That's
yeah, I be going in.
crazy.
He said, GRAFH, yeah. I know you be going in, but I be going in too. And I said, that's what's up.
When he said,
Everyone
no,
keep
hold
going
on. When he said, I'll be doing it too, what was he talking about?
He's like, rap. Just going
Don't
in.
do that to me.
Nah, I'm not.
Don't
dissing
do that
nigga.
to
Nah,
me.
nah. Shout out
I'm
to
fucking
John.
with you, Graf.
He was on his shit. He was like, I be going to
I know.
something. Nah,
That's
he saw
my
me
nigga
going, so
too.
he doing his numbers. Doing his numbers.
Shout out to Iron Solomon.
Yeah. All right, battle rapper. Him and Math had one of the most legendary battles up in the, what's the record store?
Yeah, that was Fat Beats.
Fat Beats.
Huh?
Fat Beats.
Fat
Fat
Beats.
Beats.
Used to be in the
Amazing.
Village.
Word.
West 8th Street. West 8th and Broadway?
No, I think on 6th Avenue.
You know
One
what?
of them was on 6th Avenue.
Was it 6th?
One was on 6th.
Nah.
They had two. One's,
Yeah, it was 6th.
Yeah, he's
It was
right.
6th.
He's right. He's right. He's right.
He's right.
On West 8th Street. Yeah, those were good days.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.